badass. Welcome to Keep Mania Live. That was Confessions of a Traitor. They're from London, I believe. London in England, but they're definitely from England. They were on the show, I don't know, a few months ago, and looked to have them back on, talk about their new album. What's it called again, Herman?
What's that?
Punishing Myself Before God Does is what the album
Oh,
is.
yeah.
And that song. It's a very long title, so it's hard to remember.
Yeah.
Anyway, and I got Harmon with me to co-host tonight, something like that, from HD3. He was on. When were you on? A month ago? Something.
I was like, it was like a month and a half, 2 months ago, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And we'll hear your new track at the end of the show tonight called "Prey," Prey, not pray. Anyway.
No.
And we have Brandon from Fox Lake, way out in Denver, soggy Denver, I guess, right? Welcome, Brandon.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Has it been raining for weeks there? It's usually snowing there, right? It's usually snowing.
It gets pretty snowy, but usually not this time of year. It's hot, but it's been doing the summertime thing where it's like it'll be 100 degrees until like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then it'll rain for about an hour, and then it'll get hot again. But it's just today. It's like today it's really coming down.
Yeah. We've had quite a wet summer here in the East. It's been hot. Me and Harmon were talking about that before you joined, and it's about 90 something, but we got all that humidity too. I don't know if you guys know about that. It's brutal. You can't breathe out there. It's bad. Enough about the weather.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's super dry out here, so we're pretty lucky. But when we were just on tour last month in kind of middle of June, we were in Virginia, we were in like Atlanta, we were in Texas, we were all over the place over there, and it was just so humid. North Carolina, South Carolina, and it's brutal. Yeah, you can't breathe, you can't do anything. I don't know how people live out there.
People in West Virginia vacation at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Okay.
And that's kind of, I mean, I understand it's the beach, but it's not really the best time to go to the beach. You know, like July is not really the best time to go.
Yeah.
I mean, I go to South Carolina too, but I wait till like October or February is a really good time. It's like in the 50s. It's phenomenal. But it's like cloudy and stuff. But, you know, I don't want to go to the beach when it's just as hot here, you know?
Yeah, right.
It's not enjoyable at that point. You know, it's just like, because then you got to factor in sand at that point. You know? Sticky sand. No, not for me. And sharks and jellyfish and all that. I like the beach, though. I love the beach. But not in July.
Not July. Not the best time. That's when it's that humid. You get out of the water, you stay wet, man.
Where do Coloradians?
Coloradoans?
Yeah, something like that. Where do you guys vacation? Do you just go up to the mountains?
Oh, yeah.
You're in the mountains all the time, though, I guess, right?
We got all kinds of good stuff. We got, there's over the winter time, you get, kind of snowboarding and skiing and winter sports, all that stuff. You get to do a lot of cabins and things way up in the woods. But then there's also in the summertime, it's beautiful, and you can go see, mountain time, but in like the spring and the summer, it's nice and warm, but you get just insanely beautiful views up there. We got like alpine slides, which are like these big concrete slides that you go down on these kind of carts.
I want to do that.
And
that sounds awesome.
Dude, it's a blast. They got all kinds of good stuff, but
and
it's cool because
you have Red Rocks out there.
Exactly. You get to go best concert venue in the world.
Have you guys played Red Rocks?
Oh, no, not yet. That's a bucket list thing. That's like, Prince and the Beatles played Red Rocks. So we'll get there eventually, but not quite yet.
It'll be soon. You guys are phenomenal. I work with, well, I don't work with, but I talk to Arlene. She's like the East Coast publicist from WTF.
Oh, yeah.
And I went through her a long time ago for a band, and then she threw me some bands, and but I actually requested Fox Lake. I requested Cinema Stereo that I had on last week, and Gentleman's Crow that they're from Florida. So I requested you guys because I didn't know if they were gonna. Because I had to go through different, I had to go through Tori for you guys and Gabby for them. So it's nice to have you.
Yeah, I am super, super excited, and I appreciate it, man. That's awesome.
And bonus for all of you watching, we have the new single.
Yeah, super exclusive. It's not
yet.
Coming out until next week, but we got it here and now.
I love that. That gives me cold chills. Like, because when I'm getting ready to celebrate my 2-year show, which is on the 30th, and I never even thought that I would be able to, get someone single, like somebody big that's got a single that I get to hear before it even releases, and I
Total
get a copy
premiere.
of it before it
Yeah.
releases. Love that.
Yep.
Love it. Cold chills. Cold chills.
Congrats, man.
And I got Harmon's new single, but it's out already. I don't have that with Harmon yet.
Yeah, I could have waited, but it was. I usually once I'm done mixing it, I just throw it out there because I get tired of
Yeah.
that whole process. I'm like, just take it and
Dude,
Harmon,
let's work on the next one.
I know
You
that
look a little
game.
bit bigger than you did a couple months ago. Have you upped your bench count? We were talking about that when you were on benching. It was
Nah,
over
it's
400. Is it so over
yeah.
400?
Yeah, I haven't upped it. It's probably just a tank top. That's all. It's too hot to be wearing a t-shirt, so I had to put a tank top on today.
Oh, I forgot. Didn't I forget to thank the last band? I always do that, don't I? I did.
I
had
think you did.
Trainwrecked on what's today? Wednesday. I had them on Monday. They're from Pittsburgh, and they just put out a new EP called Unhinged, and it's phenomenal. And so thanks to them for being on. And the John from Trainwreck, he benches, I think he said 285, so slightly less than you. I
Oh,
That's funny. My
send
bench
it.
is actually 290. It's funny you should say that. 285, you said it is?
yeah, that's not that much, really.
I'll have to send you my
No,
video.
that's a dry humor. It's not
I think I can lift the
290.
bar, maybe the bar for me.
And I was just gonna tell you, I'll send you a video. I think
Another one?
yeah, if you just that way you can add it for the next show. But I think
Yeah,
I'm repping like the 290 for multiple sets and multiple reps, so that way. So when you have them
I
on,
mean-
we can have a comparison.
Looking at our body types, I think we're pretty similar. Like, I think you and I got a pretty similar build going, so that 290 actually
Me
makes
and
sense.
you or you and Harmon?
Yeah.
All the way down the
There it
line.
is right there, guys. Arrgh.
Yeah.
I don't work out at all.
Dude, me neither.
I lift guitars. I do that, but they're not that heavy.
I
got
was helping a friend move this weekend, and I was like, okay, I got to get in the gym because this is something.
I put a picture of this on Instagram. This guitar just amazes me. It's one of his Michael Kelly acoustics.
That is beautiful.
It is beautiful. It's beautiful sounding. It's just love it. It was kind of expensive, but it was a gift to myself for the 2 years.
Looks worth it.
Yeah.
This was my 100 episodes guitar.
Nice.
It's kind of bad when you have to gift yourself, but
You have to treat
Treat
yourself.
yourself, man. Yep.
Yep.
I mean, every show is a gift. Okay, that sounds horrible. Every show is a gift. I love it. Every band. I don't know. What's so you guys just got off a tour? How soon ago was your tour, or how recently?
Let's see. We I think we started on June, I want to say 14th. It was scheduled to go to like the 22nd, I believe was supposed to be the last date. But unfortunately, I tested positive for COVID, and we had to hop off like a week early, which was a huge bummer because we had the exact same thing happen. We were supposed to tour with a band called Desolated from the UK in April, and we played the first show, and then the next day, one of the members was not feeling good, so we tested on the way to Salt Lake and tested positive in the van before we played the first. Like the first show was in Denver, so we didn't even get to play any of the shows out of town. So we're 0 for 2 on tours this year, which is a huge bummer. But
I kind of have a hard time understanding why they're still making people cancel things if they test positive. It's pretty. I don't know. I don't want to get in that conversation.
yeah, it's dicey territory, but I think it's definitely an interesting spot to be in right now where, things like the flu, you don't have to cancel the tour. Things like COVID, you do. And I totally understand that you got to be careful. And especially so Desolated is from the UK. They had a wedding happening at the end of the tour. They had, they're not from the country. And so it was like, as soon as we tested positive, it was like, we can't be affecting them being able to get out of this country. They got to cancel a wedding and stuff. So we masked up and took off. We drove home immediately. But yeah, I think the entertainment industry is just in a weird spot with COVID specifically.
Nobody knows what to do. It's kind of like when it first came out, and people stayed home, because nobody knew what to do. Nobody knew how really bad it was. And I think that's where it's at still with, with this, they know how it spreads, but it's kind of like you can't control it forever.
Yeah.
And it's just like the flu. I mean, if you try to control the flu, nobody would go anywhere ever.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter what season it is. Somebody's going to have the flu at some point, and it's.
Mm.
I don't see and like a cold. I know a cold's not deadly, and the flu's not really deadly, but sometimes it can be. But it's just at some point they gotta kind of somehow get together, and the entertainment people or whatever they do, and whoever talks about that stuff, and just say, listen, this is what what can we do, instead of canceling. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's one of those. It's a touchy subject. Everybody's got an opinion on what they should and shouldn't do, and it makes people fist fight. You know what I mean?
And that's, yeah, I totally agree. But it was also, it's, we want to be respectful wherever possible, and we don't want to be putting anyone in danger.
Sure.
So that was the big thing. But it's also, there's.
But you did get some touring done though.
Yeah, we got, I want to say 13 shows in, something like that. So
That's good,
we still got to do, a good grip of those. It was just.
Who did anybody go with you? Any other?
Yeah. It was our super close friends in Guerrilla Warfare. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
Not really, no.
They, first of all, definitely check them out. They we've toured with them. We toured with them in like 2019, I want to say. So we're good friends with those guys. We get to hang out whenever we go to Louisville, and they're just a phenomenally talented band, too talented. And then another band called Promise Breaker. Promise Breaker is from the East Coast as well, and they are unbelievable. We weren't as familiar with them before the tour, and once we got the offer, we started listening to them, and we were just so excited to start playing shows because those guys are killer. And then unfortunately, we were supposed to meet up with a band called Degrader from Boston, and Degrader had van troubles on the first night, and then the next night they were trying to catch up with the tour package, and then at the third show that we were supposed to play with them, we had to drop because I was sick. So we never got to meet up with those guys, but we've been talking about playing shows with them like on Twitter and Instagram and stuff for forever. So we were super stoked to meet up, and then it was just like the timing was just perfectly off, which is a huge bummer.
It'll happen. It'll happen again.
Oh yeah, I'm not worried about that.
You have any questions, Harmon? I hate sometimes I'll get too talkative and I'll leave the co-host out after asking them to co-host, and I feel bad, but
I'm sure it's all good. I'm taking it in. Like I said, it's just like I said, I didn't know these guys until you sent me that thing, and then I started checking out their shit, and I was like, man, these guys are fucking heavy as hell. And then I see that they're hanging out with meshing up with Paleface, and I'm like, I listened to those guys before that Fear and Dagger and blew up, so it's nice to see, and I'm trying to work on a couple collaborations with people too, so I'm kind of interested on how like that kind of transpired. You got to be able to meet, and then you guys actually got to work with them. Yeah.
So super quick, I just along with what you were saying, let me know if at any point I'm rambling. I am infamous for being able to just talk. So I know that that's kind of what the point is, but also like, I don't want to bogart the mic. So, but yeah, as far as the collab went, we'd actually, so Paleface had done a song with a band called Mugshot, who's like close friends of ours. Their drummer Connor is kind of our unofficial fifth member. He does a lot of all of our recording so far. He does a lot of like co-writing with us, production. Just an insanely talented dude. And so we had heard of Paleface like years and years and years ago, and then a lot of people, anytime we did, like who should we collab with stuff on Instagram, that kind of thing, people kept on tagging Paleface, and I guess there was a lot of crossover in terms of fan base, which is awesome because that band is insane. And so there was one time where Zelly, the vocalist, just responded and was like, yo, checked you guys out, this is killer. And so we kind of started like a little, unofficial online friendship where every once in a while we'll post something and he'll reply and we'll chat. So, we got to be pretty familiar through that. And then we wrote this song with this big, like minute and a half section at the end of it. And we knew we wanted to plug in a guest vocalist. And when we wrote it, we were like, we wrote the riff and everything to be pretty empty so that we could make sure that the guest spot was going to pop. Like we were like, we know it wasn't something where, we were like, we'll just kind of plug it in wherever. We were like, this section of the song, we're writing intentionally to have a guest vocalist plugged in. And we need somebody who can bring just some ridiculous energy to that whole part.
That happened.
Yeah, dude. It's insane. So yeah, we got super lucky. We shot him a message, and he, it's kind of funny because since they're on the other side of the world, anytime we communicate, it's like overnight. So it's like we'll send him a message in the day, and then he'll reply at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and we'll reply the next day. But so he hit us back and was super excited. We sent him the track, and he was on tour at the time. But then as soon as he got back, he plugged a couple things in, and we didn't have to do like almost any edits. He sent 2 versions, and both of them were like perfect. So we were like, like that's here we like this is we don't have to do anything. So yeah, it was awesome. So we're super excited about that.
Do you get other bands that ask you guys for guest spots?
Yeah, we've done a handful. I honestly couldn't tell you right off the top of my head, and it's because Nathan, our vocalist, he's got his own little studio set up at home. So he can usually knock those out on his own. So it's not something that he has to really like collaborate with us on, or, go to the studio or anything like that. He can just kind of knock a couple things out. We have a couple, I think there's one dropping next week. There's one that just dropped a month or 2 ago. He's got a couple going on. So he stays busy with it too.
I know a great band. They're actually from Pittsburgh, but they all moved out to Denver. And they just released an EP. They're called Colony Collapse.
Oh yeah.
If you're already hooked up with them, I won't send you their at. But they're really good. They've been on the show a couple times, and I've actually the first time I ever met them was live. They played a show in Pittsburgh when they were still here, and then they just kind of fell away for a while, and then all of a sudden, boom, there they are, and with new EP and new singles coming out and stuff, and.
Pop back up in Denver.
I had them on originally, when they didn't have anything out. I think they had one song out, and I had them on, and then they came back on when the EP released. But yeah, they're really cool guys, and
they are. I think we've played a show with them, or we were supposed to, and that's what I think that there was one that we were supposed to hop on, and then we had a scheduling conflict where we had to drop the show. But yeah, I've definitely heard of those guys, and they're friends with a couple of our friends and stuff like that. So
awesome.
Yeah, definitely a good band.
I hear it's a great music community out there. I've never been to Denver. I've been out west to California, but so I probably flew over Denver or general vicinity. I don't know how the plane was. I knew we flew over the Grand Canyon because the pilot's like, and we're gonna be flying over the Grand Canyon. We're like, terrific. I'm gonna tow up the plane. So we're like 30-something thousand feet, and he's going like this, and like so people on both sides of the plane can see the damn Grand Canyon, and I thought I was gonna puke.
Yeah, that's a bold choice on a 757.
Yeah.
But
that was a long time ago. So I think I was maybe 13.
Get away with more back then. But yeah, I think Denver is
the in-flight movie was Dunston Checks In, so that'll tell you how long ago this was.
So that tells you what. But yeah, Colorado has got a phenomenal music scene. We're super blessed and being able to like, we have punk, hardcore, metalcore. There's like ska. There's some really good rock and roll. There's some phenomenal like pop bands. And there's venues and kind of like locations for each of those things as well. So all those places, they're not competing for space, which is really, really cool. And then, about an hour away, there's a town called Colorado Springs, and they have this phenomenal like DIY hardcore scene that's just, bands supporting bands. And it's awesome, man.
I want to play Tunnel Vision. This is I kind of went in, I guess, chronological order with these.
Oh yeah.
Tunnel Vision is kind of like not old, but it's
a couple years ago.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about this song and why you guys chose to play this on the show.
Let's see. So this is. I didn't pick them, but I can tell you why. So this was one of the first songs that we wrote for the album that we released in 2020, and that was our first like full length. Before that, we had just a couple kind of local singles that we just kind of like, put out just for fun, but without really any intention just yet. And so Tunnel Vision was the first one that we wrote. We had a couple of the riffs from that song back in like 2017. Like it was like the very beginning of the band. and it went through a couple different versions, and we knew that it was something special. And so every time we worked on it, we were like, it's not quite there. It's not quite there. Let's hold off. And then once we decided we were going to make the full length, we really dove into working on that song. And it's, I mean, like, without sounding big headed, it's just like, it's a really good example of what the band is. It's got, you know, it's got the hip hop push. It's got, you know, just a super heavy breakdown. It's got really thick kind of riffs. It's got, you know, the bass guitar treats it like an 808 kick pattern in a rap song. Like, it's kind of everything that we wanted to accomplish and that we wanted to put out for the band. And so that's, I think that's it's got the most plays on Spotify. And I think that's just because it's exactly,
example, I guess, of your sound.
Exactly.
That's the song that the Trainwreck guys knew. They're like, we know Tunnel Vision. I was like, well, I'm going to play Tunnel Vision.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
but yeah, I think that's about why.
Let's take a listen to Tunnel Vision, and let's see by Fox Lake. And then I kind of want to know where Fox Lake came from, like the name and all that stuff, when we come back from the.
Hell yeah.
So much to this whole thing. Run it. Take what I made and gave chase. 100. Shit talk, be a shit stain when I top it. True. Devil on my back, even though I'm gonna cop it. Some days I don't think I got it, but I always feel a hand in my pockets. Goodbye. Head hanging down, no more, no power. Give it to the hate, eat this, devour. This is evolution, no sound pollution. Pure execution, you can feel the fusion of a low-grade heart attack and a place to be, no looking back. So take your best shot, you might land a few hits, but guaranteed you never heard shit like this. So if you put out a song, no, it's been disregarded. Those records I'm hearing are nothing but garbage. And I do not care if you wanna be critical. Vomit up on my face is no miracle. That emission in endurance is pitiful. Scratching and crawling, you counting the days on a wall and you selling, you fading with age. Hey, what the fuck? Getting bagged on like groceries. Getting put down like we got bad knees. That hate spots your smoke screen. Love it or leave it, which one is your thing? You can get fucked to get down with it. Shaolin, bring mad pain. We slam hard. Wu-Tang, we want less talk, more bang, bang, bang. Wake minds. No time. Wake minds. Drowning in my ankles, I got no time. Sleeping if you only wanna feel fine. Tunnel vision, bitch, I wanna lifetime. Get lost in your tunnel vision. Full stop. Your mind is the fucking prison. Release your mind. Release your mind. It's all hit the fan, mounts at the palace. Neo underneath it like get low. Everybody better with a better belief, or they don't feel the beat, so I'm like, let's go. It's fake friends making fake names, talking big games, throwing real shade, giving up shame, taking good days, waving boys, has a big change on a fake chain, make a change, fame, starts a jet plane. Yeah, fresh off the drop, ayy, fell from the top, ayy, I know what I am, okay, I know what I'm not. If you take it all away, never seen again. I don't think I'd find a way to break back in my skin.
that is freaking energy at the end. I love that.
I love
Every
it, man.
time
That's
I
what
hear
we're
that, I
going
always
for. That's what
forget
we want to
about that.
see.
I always forget about that at the end. I'm like, oh yeah. 'Cause that's the first time I heard. That's the first song I heard too. When I was. See, what I do is I get on. I kind of let my WTF secret out. I get on there because they change clients. You know, not frequently, but you know, every once in a while they'll add somebody new. So I'll get on there and I'll just look at their list, and then I'll go to my Apple Music and I'll start listening to
Just kind of
everybody.
plugging it in.
Yeah, and that's the first song I heard. I was like, this is the shit.
Yeah,
Thank
fucking.
you, man. Thank you.
I was gonna say that guitar and that verse is crazy. That just, you know what I mean? It's just, I love that. It's just such a fucking mean sound, and then it just brings everything else. You know, when you get into that other riff, it's like that super's like.
What's your fan base look like when you play things like this, like at shows? Is it just?
Oh, man.
Are they just going? Are they? I just picture people just punching each other, but for fun. You know what I mean?
Exactly, dude. That's exactly what we're going for, and that's usually what it looks like. We have, we're super blessed. Denver, I think, for a long time, I think people didn't know what to do with it. And it's because we didn't really know what product we were selling yet. There was a while where we were kind of fooling around with some different sounds and different things, and we didn't really know what we wanted the band to look like. And so people didn't really know how to take that, which no fault of theirs. It was, you know, we were in some weird spots. And then over the pandemic, when we put out the record, it clicked, I think, for a lot of people, which is really phenomenal to see, and we're really blessed on that. And but yeah, we've got one of our last shows we played in, November of last year, very, very end of November of last year, was at a little venue down here and called Trailside Saloon, and kids were smashing stools. Kids were pulling out the ceiling tiles. Like
What?
my amp got knocked over. It was
no.
no, like I was like, at first I was angry, and then I was like, that just shows how insane the energy in the crowd is. So like, I can't be that mad. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but
I wanted it, yeah, it's that's. Like there's one band that I know in Pittsburgh. They're younger guys. They're just kind of coming out, but they're badass. They do the Wall of Death at every show. And it's
That's
just a bunch of kids, because all their followers are their age. It's just a bunch of kids just running at each other. It's crazy. It's the most fun. I mean, and they're all buddies. It's nuts.
yeah,
I think one guy was dressed like it wasn't Gumby. It was like a bunny or something like that, like a pink bunny. He was.
I
Dressed
love
up
that.
the whole show. But it was freaking summertime. I don't know how you could stand it, but but they do.
Some kids got dedication to the bit, man.
Yeah. And there's one guy. Actually, I saw this at a different show. Where was I? Somewhere recently. I can never remember where I'm at. Where am I? No, I don't know if it's the new dance trend or whatever. I haven't seen it on TikTok yet, and that's where all the dance trends are. Where they just kind of go like this, and have you ever seen that yet? Is it made its way to Denver yet, or up to PA?
No, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it depends on what we're talking about.
I mean, I guess you could do that to jazz or country. I don't know, but yeah, there's one guy that'll do it at their show, and then where was that? I'll think about it later.
You do that dance again?
Yeah,
What's
let's
that
run that.
I
Back.
wanna-
I want to see that again.
Let me make sure I'm not gonna.
They don't.
I mean, seriously, that's all they do, is just with the arms. And the guy's like got arms like me, so it's like pterodactyl or something arms, some kind of long arms. Some. All right.
Could be a nice like
So-
tweaker, like a nice tweaker meth dance.
Well, you would think. Yeah.
I see that a lot up here.
Don't do that when you're
Not as
walking.
much as shows, but
Yeah.
People will think things about you.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of things coming up, I guess I don't know why I was speaking like that, but next Saturday, I haven't scheduled anything yet before that, so I don't know if I pick anybody else up in between. But next Saturday, is that next Saturday the 30th? Is that next Saturday? Seems like it would be.
yes.
Anyway,
Yeah.
whatever day the 30th is, whatever Saturday the 30th is next Saturday, is my 2-year show. 2 years of doing this, and it's been fun, and I'm gonna keep freaking doing it until
Hell yeah.
I'm in a walker.
Congratulations, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm excited. We're gonna do pretty similar to the 1-year show, I guess. I'll probably play some songs on the guitar, and I think Invisible Rob will be here, but he will be visible, and he might play. And I think Harmon's going to join. Brandon, you're more than welcome to join. It's just going to be people popping in. We got Tom from England. He's going to pop in for a little bit and say hello. And I think there's a band from Portland that's going to join for a little bit.
Hell yeah. We'll see if we can pop in, man.
Just a little thing, what I do is I email my favorite people. No, I'm kidding.
I just rank my friends in terms of how much I care about them.
Yeah.
I need you to be on the show because I need to look important. I'm looking for the H. Anybody seen the H? I didn't. I usually have my marquee letters ready, but I remembered, or I realized that when that song was on, I don't have them ready. So I'm going to sit here and pick through letters while it's fun. I have to stay busy all the time. I don't know why I keep talking like that. That's strange.
It's probably the dance. If you just did the dance, you just
the dance
transformed now.
brought it out.
I am quite out of breath here, so.
So that
You
voice
got-
goes
you
with the
got show
dance.
right now. Harmon, just take the show for like 10 minutes. Give me a rest.
I want to go catch a nap.
Give me a rest.
Yeah.
I deserve a rest. I've done this for 2 freaking years by myself. No. It's been a load of fun. Oh, I did talk to I've been to several countries, not physically, but on this thing here, and met some awesome artists. China and Brazil and the UK a bunch of times, Finland a bunch of times. That country, Finland, has some bands.
Dude.
They got quite a scene over there. So I was lucky to get a hold of I think 3 or 4 bands over there. Anyway, I just talked to a band in France 2 nights ago at like 4 a.m. because of the time change. They're 6 hours ahead. So when I messaged them, it was like 3 a.m. here, and so they just woke up. Or maybe they were up all night. I don't know. I don't know them yet. But, I actually played them at the end of the last show. They're called Fear of Tomorrow. So maybe they'll come on. Maybe they won't. I don't know. We'll see. They're getting ready to tour, so it'll be probably a month or so before we schedule. So does anybody know French? That's what I'm getting at here.
No.
Un petit peu. I actually took 4 years in high school, but my
I
teacher,
took 2 years. So
yeah, my teacher, we got along with my teacher phenomenally well, and so me and a couple of my friends just kind of like skated through. Like it was like, I didn't bring my homework, and she's like, that's a B, right? That sounds like a B to me.
well, maybe if you get like a couple of those friends, and then I could have you as the translators, and somebody will remember something that they're saying.
Yeah, we've all got different gaps in the information.
No, Zoom has because I had a band on from Germany. Well, the lead singer was on, and he was worried. He can write English and read it, but he wasn't sure about having a conversation. Yet. He's not fluent yet. And I was like, well, let's just get on Zoom and if we can't understand each other, then we'll figure something else out. So I sent questions ahead of time so he could be kind of prepared, and that's what they want to do too. But I got on Zoom just to see, if there's a translator I could buy or get, or hire. And they do have them. You can get somebody from that speaks whatever to translate for your Zoom meeting, but you have to have the business license to do that, and it's like $900 a month. I don't have that kind of.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't make anything on this show, and
that makes sense for like
my
business.
other job kind of pays for equipment and things, and and toys and stuff like that. So I don't have $900 a month, but I mean, like people on the on the like the chat forum, I guess, on Zoom. A couple people have said, why can't we just buy that like one time, or like hire a translator for one show? That's all. Because one other guy needed it for, but his post was 2 years ago, and I still haven't done it. So I didn't figure that me posting something was going to make a difference. So I'm just going to have to wing it, I guess.
Meh.
But
We'll sort it out.
I can say "oui parle français," which is something about speaking French.
Something in there.
I think I speak French, which I clearly don't. But I don't know. We'll see.
Ironic.
I got a month to figure it out. I need to get online and just see if there's somebody I can just hire for one shot.
I'm sure if you hopped on like Fiverr or something like that, somebody out there will help you out.
Somebody in Instagram land will figure it out for me.
Just go to a college.
Just wander around campus.
Well,
You'll be like, hey, I need a translator for today. Come on over.
yeah, or I could just maybe I don't know what I'll figure it out. Anyway, the guy with Germany, we were good. We understood each other enough to have a conversation, and it was actually really good. I mean, he spoke better English than I spoke German.
Oh man.
I mean, like Leipzig was where he's from. He's like, you don't need to in there. I was like, really? He's like, no, it's just Leipzig. I was like, well, that's what I'm saying, Leipzig. He's like, no, don't. It's not. So,
Dude, that gets tricky. I was out in Europe a couple of years ago. I went after I graduated college, and
where'd you go?
it was I went to, let's see, Germany, Switzerland, Austria, Czech Republic,
Wow.
somewhere else.
You were on tour yourself then, weren't you?
Oh man, it was funny because it was no, I went with my girlfriend at the time and her family, and it was just like a fun graduation trip.
Did you go to
And
the Swiss Alps?
no, dude, I wish it was really awesome, but we did the whole thing. We did like 5 countries in like 6 days. So we
That's
did,
crazy.
we
How do you
rented
see
a car
everything?
out there. Yeah, that's the problem. Everything was so fast. But the other thing is that all the countries are so small that, you drive for 5 hours, you're in a different
Wait, did you
country.
say you rented a car?
Yeah.
But not every country drives on the wrong side of the road.
Yeah. It was
So that
weird.
would get really confusing.
It took some getting used to for sure. I wasn't in the driver's seat. Wasn't my
Okay, I was
deal,
gonna
but
say, like you're in England and you're driving on the, well, to us it's the wrong side of the road, but you're driving on the England side of the road, and then you get to another country and they're actually on the side that we are.
yeah.
So what do you do? Just kind of like, I don't know how those highways work. I'm gonna have to look that up. That's interesting.
Just got to pull a little switch.
Good question. Good question.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't want to run out of time because we man, great conversations about with the weirdest things. But I want to play Dog Eat Dog. I don't want to run out of time with the new song.
Yeah,
so-
throw it on, man.
But Dog Eat Dog is the newest one that's released. Correct? Am I right on that?
Yeah, I want to say it's like a month ago, something like that.
Yeah. It's very good. It's kind of different than the last one we just listened to, though. Are you guys changing sound? It kind of sounds more like metal, I guess, than the last one.
Yeah, it's not something that's like an intentional, I don't know, like evolution or change or anything like that. But it is, we are super fortunate in that all of our influences are pretty broad. And even if you were to call it new metal or like rap rock or like we call it hip hop hardcore, but anything, any of those, you've got you can go anywhere from like Beastie Boys to Slipknot, and it's still technically the same kind of thing. So we can, if you wanted to do something more like Deftones, a little bit slower and kind of vibier, that wouldn't necessarily feel out of character. And then, we can also do something that's straight up, like Trapped Under Ice or, like Bent Light, like it just stuff that's, straight up hardcore. All of that feels pretty consistent as well. So we're super fortunate in that we can do some stuff that sounds pretty different and that'll catch somebody's ear, but without sounding like, okay, is this a different band? Like, what are we doing? So that one, we were really excited to put that song out because it's just a fun, super energetic kind of banger.
Is it about dogs at all?
Not as much. No, that one, Nathan, let's see, he did a good amount of explaining, and I wish that I was paying more attention when he had, but the basics of it is the just kind of the mentality of like not being able to engage in discussion. And so things just get really, aggressive immediately. And people just end up, even if it's something that you actually agree with, if you explain it the wrong way, people can get so fierce about it. And
like
we want to be, exactly. And like, we want to be really, really careful because this band is very outspoken and is very politically driven. And so it is something that we are, we want people to express themselves, and
So you have the kind of same vibe as like Rage Against the Machine had.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
I don't want to ask what, but which one. That's a whole other. I don't like to open up politics or religion or COVID or because it just brings a different thing. But that's. Cool.
I think it's without getting too much into it. If Rage Against the Machine said it, we probably agree with it. That's not only sonically, but just the stances and their ability to be so outspoken about the things that are significant to them is something that we really admired. And so, that's something that comes through every once in a while in the music.
Yeah, well, that's good though. I mean, because that gives you, that gives you guys purpose for what you're doing, and then you get like-minded people as a fan base. If I'm saying that correctly, I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah.
What do you think, Harmon?
I was just going to ask him. So I'm assuming then Rage Against the Machine is one of your influences.
Major. Yeah.
Okay. And then you also mentioned about Slipknot too, and I could hear that in that last track right before, like I said, right after that, right before you go into that chorus, that I just hear Slipknot. I was like, man, he's got like just certain tones, and then like once you get to that like that mid bridge to that before that breakdown, just like the melodic leads, like that's the stuff that really like I enjoy, like leads. I mean, I know he'll tell you too when you hear the new track. There's just I love melodic leads, and it will flow through left to right, and then it just catches you. So but I agree though, I like similar, anything with a purpose, you know what I mean. We do some dabbling with concept stuff. That's what Kind of Prey is.
Cool.
But I don't know, we can talk about that later, but I want to hear let's hit that track.
Dog, I forgot
Yeah.
to flip, man, but we'll definitely go in as soon as we finish. Somebody remind me. Here's Dog Sleep.
Turn it up loud in your headphones. Tear it all down to the skin and bones. You talk, they talk, who walks? Nah, get me up when the bodies drop. Stitch your lips before you ever even speak. Keep your head up, make a weak slump. Always watch you coming for you at your peak. Win, lose, never flip on your group. And it's not just you. All your people better have the same mentality you do. Move on them when they hit the dirt. Nobody's safe when it's done. Set 'em up, knock 'em down. Gun to our heads, only clap for the runaround. Set 'em up, knock 'em down. Gun to our heads, only clap for the runaround. No show, real dread, but we coming for your bread. Your bread when the fight starts, they said. She said something fake about what they said. It's all front, so deuces. I'm gone. Choke down, slay, worse. Have you ever seen a snake without teeth? I've seen a grown man cry while he's begging at your feet. Fear is a weapon of the public figure. They use their fingers to type, they never pull the trigger. Set 'em up, knock 'em down. Gun to our heads. Set 'em up, knock 'em down. Gun to our heads, only clap for the runaround. Set 'em up, knock 'em down. Gun to our heads, only clap for the runaround. You show real dread when we coming for your bread. Your bread when the fight starts, they said. She said something fake about what they said. It's all front, so deuces. I'm out, I'm done, I'm gone. All this talk, it's not
and the ceiling tiles go everywhere, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
That's crazy. That's a crazy song.
Thank you,
I
man.
love
Thank you.
the I don't know whether the tempo changes or it's just a, you know, that that's cool.
Oh, that's one of my favorite things that we've ever written. It's a weird little, like, the accent change, because the tempo doesn't change, the timing technically doesn't change, but it just goes into a weird kind of bounce for a second, and then it catches up to itself, which is just super. It took some practice to get it down.
And then all of a sudden they're not, because you're not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
People nod their heads and stuff, and then you throw in something that the crowd doesn't know, and then everybody's just like, what happened? And then
By the time they figure it out, it's back into it.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
Thank you, man.
And then it stops midway, or not midway, but maybe towards the end, wherever that stop is, and it's just kind of like, and then it's right back into
You get that breath for a second, right back into it.
It's just like we got tired right here, so we just thought we'd put a little intermission, second and a half. So, yeah, that's cool. I can hear some on the bass. I can kind of hear some Korn influence. Is there some Korn influence there?
I mean, all of it. Like, everything from Korn, Slipknot. I mean, even Limp Bizkit. Like, and the funny thing is, a lot of those are bands that we love so much and that we grew up listening to, but don't necessarily, like, intentionally craft the music, like, for that to be a direct influence. Like, that's not something that we would listen to when we're writing. But I think because that's such a major part of where all of us came from musically, it's like that's, like, kind of bred into it.
Does anybody have a weird influence? Anybody in the band just have kind of a weird?
All of
us
us.
Go along with all of you.
Yeah, I'm really happy as far as, like, the band is pretty diverse. So, like, our vocalist, for example, is a classically trained pianist. He's a piano performance major. So he, like, in his free time, will listen to, old jazz and blues records, and he'll listen to, classical stuff, and he can participate at length in a conversation about his favorite classical composers and things. But then also, he just loves country music. He loves good pop music. It's like truly all over the place. And so it's so funny whenever we're on tour, driving in the van, whoever's got the aux cord, like, you don't know what, it can go from EDM to country to, like, folk to acoustic to heavy metal to death metal. Like, it's all over the place, man.
When you're in the van and you guys are touring together, who bitches the most about what the song's playing and just can't let it go? Since they're not here, since they're not on the show, you can just blame it on something.
Yeah, I'll just throw this around for everybody. Yeah, I'll throw everyone. But no, we're actually pretty good about, again, because of that diversity, everyone's excited to hear lots of different stuff. So one of the cool things is we get excited about showing each other music. So whenever somebody's got the aux cord, we're like, oh, have you listened to this record yet? Have you checked this album out? I've heard this band. And if the answer is no, we'll sit down and we'll listen to the whole thing. And, everyone's kind of tuned in. So we just get excited about showing each other new music, which is awesome.
I do that a lot with Mike, my buddy Mike, that's staying with me now in Invisible Rob. But I know what they don't listen to, so I purposely force them to listen to it. And I get really excited about that.
Yep, that's a good friend move.
So is Fox Lake a town where somebody grew up, or where you guys are from, or where's the name Fox Lake come from? Before I forget to ask you.
No, yeah. Let's see. It's actually something that's not terribly specific. It's we went through this period where we wanted to be really careful with different band names, and we didn't want to brand the band in a way that limited opportunity. It like we all listen to one of my favorite bands right now is a band called Collapsed Skull, and it's just like, it sounds exactly like the band name is, but the thing is, when you type that into Spotify, you know what you're about to hear. And if you see that on a tour poster, you know what you're about to see. And we wanted
country music and real, like, lazy kind of.
Yeah, probably not going to be an acoustic band, but yeah. So, like, we wanted to have something that intentionally was somewhat ambiguous, so that people had to participate with it. You had to go see it live. You had to listen to it on Spotify. You had to kind of investigate, because otherwise, it's like, okay, I know exactly what this is going to be. Like, and again, that is in no way a criticism, because so many of the bands I listen to, that's what it is. And it's such a branding move where it's like, I don't have to worry about, like, as soon as I see the logo, like, it's like, yeah, I know what I'm about to hear.
Or like Suicidal Tendencies, like just names like that. But when it comes to like Rollins band, it's like, it could be anything, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And so that was something that we were excited about. And so we went through this period of, you know, a bunch of different band names, and none of them really stuck, and we didn't like, you know, it was like,
what?
that was fine. That was fine.
What was some of the funny ones?
Let's see. There was one, we tossed around Blackwater for a little bit. We tossed around, there was one that was a reference to an Akira Kurosawa film, which was way too like heady and like, what are we doing? We had, it was built on another band called The Fulfillment. That the Fulfillment was a band from Denver that had a couple demos, and then they basically had a couple members leave, a couple members wanted to start something new, but once they started writing the music, they knew it wasn't the same band. So that was one of the names that was, you talked about kind of continuing that. So it's been all over the place, man. We had a bunch.
Now, how did you land on Fox Lake though? I mean, is there no meaning to it at all?
So Nathan was up in the mountains. He was on like a beautiful mountain trip and was just hanging out with a bunch of his friends. And he was everyone had gone inside. He was in a hot tub and was up in this like gorgeous cabin.
I don't know where this is going, but
I know. And he's like looking out. He was looking out at this lake that was right next. The cabin was like on the top of this lake. And it's like midnight, and in the moonlight, he saw just a fox running by and had this kind of like existential moment of kind of like peace, but also foxes can be, you know, brutal predators and sly and tricky. And so there was just this kind of click of like, oh, a fox on a lake, Fox Lake. And it has a lot of different meanings, but none of them are specific to like, you know, something that we want to brand the band with. It's not, you know, it's not something that is like a statement.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a very good definition of Fox Lake.
Yeah, thank you.
Job well done. I'm so weird sometimes.
Aren't we all, man?
Let's listen to the new single. This single is something else in a good way. It's phenomenal. I'm gonna let Harmon take this description because he was good at that when we were chatting about it. But I'll let you take this.
He sent it to me, and I was just, like I said, car gym already. You know what I mean? It's already one of those aggressive, and it has, like you said, it has that statement. You know, with that like genre, like I said, that you want to put it into, like if it is one, you know what I mean? It has like just a whole bunch of everything, just heavy, and then you bring him in, and it's just that just kills it. So it's just like from the beginning to the end, there isn't a time that it's not like it's a brutal track or something that you want to be jamming to, or like he said, ripping out ceiling tiles and smashing stuff. Like I said, for real, like yesterday I was squatting and I was listening to it and I was like, man, this shit's dope. And I can't tag it on. I couldn't tag it on anything yet because it's not released. So and I was like, I'm just not for you. And I was just listening. I'm like, man, this shit's fucking awesome.
Well, you hear it here first, right here on the Cube Mania Live. That's where you hear it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I just put up a story, so I hope a handful of people off Instagram came through.
I put a big, not a big, but I put like a little forceful campaign thing before the train wreck came on Monday. So I had 196 subscribers. I was like, damn it, I need 4 more for 200.
Oh, we're so close.
And on the show, I looked down and I refreshed the page and it was 201. Now it's at 203. So let's 1,000 is a little bit, that's pushing it for now, but how about 500? So tell all of Denver, everybody in Denver, you know, just I'll send you guys out some stickers and business cards to hand out to everybody.
Hell yeah.
I think I still owe Harmon some. Don't I still owe you some?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, I'm on the waiting list.
Yeah, you're on the. I'll deliver it to you in person when you come.
All right, nice.
I know. Let's. I want to listen to Gaslight, and then is it about lighting gas on fire?
That's exactly right.
Okay, I figured it was. All right, well let's take a listen to Gaslight and this comes out is it next Friday?
Yep, 29th.
So next Saturday is the 30th then. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Awesome. This is bad. With Paleface. Paleface is in this, correct?
That's the one.
Alrighty, here we go.
It's a cold world out there. Sometimes I think I'm getting a little frosty myself.
Coming back to you. We'll see what you're made of. Back against the wall. From the top rope, I start coming. You're front in the grin, just giving in. Folding, I'll break it, I'll do it again. This motion down as you play the victim, and you think that you're right, and you're really not dumb. Clown motherfuckers like you, it's so easy to see when you cry and you bitch and you scream and you plead like the world is or something. Entitled to nothing, always be shoving your bullshit down the throat. This bitch got jokes. I had high hopes. Two-face, get smoked. So-face, get smoked. I see right through. Nothing left you can do. Breaking, force-fed, the reasons why. Squeezed tight, gaslight, let it die. And now what you dish out is coming back to you. We'll see what you're made of. Back against the wall. If you're gonna breathe in soft, you're being the cut. Cut. The jumper doesn't fall far from the side. You're suspicion, you will always be. The mirror to your face, the breaker to your name. There is one that will wait to skin the light. There's a dead mother, there's a fucking mayor. What's the same consequences? Look at me, I am your life sentence. I am the reason for the fear in your eyes. This life has been kind to me. So the one will be so upon you. Keep talking and you'll find yourself. It's too far. The words you speak on the numbers and the big ability to life. Try to place the dark side.
What do you got, Harmon? What do you got?
This track's so dope, man. I love it. Like, it's just, like, I can't wait for people to hear that shit, though. Like, it's like I said, with just that mix, and like I love the bass, like, of that track. It just hits so good.
Got some rumble to it. Thank you, man. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
no problem. Yeah.
I have drywall ceilings in here, but if I had tiles, damn it, they would be on the floor. Believe you me, they would be on the floor. Hey, thank you very much, Brandon, for coming on the show. Tell the rest of the guys we missed them, and we'll catch up with them
absolutely.
next time. You guys are welcome back on the show anytime. It's been a lot of fun talking about whatever we talked about. I don't know. I'll get back
All
and
of it, man. Appreciate it,
talk
brother.
about
Thank
some-
you.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So the new single comes out next Friday. Is there an album or an EP coming up that we should look forward to?
Yeah, we got so yeah, that's the second song on kind of a, I guess Spotify calls it a single, but we're calling it a little EP, just the Fear and Loathing. So we've got Dog Eat Dog as the fear, Gaslight's the loathing, and then we're actually headed to the studio in the end of August, so like 6 weeks, 8 weeks, something like that.
Nice.
To go finish up the last two songs. Those will be out before the end of the year. A couple more guest spots, couple more features, just some really, really, like, I'm super excited to get some of these songs out. So yeah, we got more stuff definitely before the end of the year. A lot going on.
Look forward to it.
Yeah, looking forward. Yeah.
For that. Maybe the let's see, we're at the next show's 127, so maybe the 200th we'll get you on. Well, you guys will be the I don't know. I never know what's happening around then.
Love it, man. We're always down. We appreciate it.
Harmon, thanks for co-hosting. We're going to listen to your new track. It's been out for a few days now, right?
Yeah, since I think last Friday. Yeah, last Friday.
Last Friday. It's called Pray.
Yep.
And that's what I did find I found the H and the rest of the letters. So I'm gonna just change it to 2 Year Show because I don't have anybody scheduled. I probably should take a break. Maybe I will do that. I don't know. You spend some time in the garden. You know. Maybe not. I don't know. What was I gonna do? Oh, see how I get on the show. That's why I have to co-host now because I'm just kind of out of the. Anyway, I'm gonna change the marquee from Fox Lake to 2 Year Show. So if I don't schedule anybody before then, I will see you next Saturday for 2 hours of nonsense to celebrate 2 years, and you guys are welcome to join as well.
Hell yeah.
Let's see, Brandon. If you have 5 minutes, just stay right there, and once I kill the stream, I'll talk to you for just a second, and I'll let you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get back to your rainy day. And you too, Harmon, if you want, if you have some time. If you don't have to go lift or something.
No. So today's off day. Off day.
Off day. Okay, so not leg day or anything like that. It's off day.
Nope.
Okay. Well, here's HT3's newest single called "Pray," and you can hear this, or you can get this on SoundCloud. Correct, Harmon?
That's correct. Yep.
That's correct. All right. Here's HT3 with "Pray," and we'll see you next Saturday.
I can see your body